الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Yesterday we mentioned about الرخصة التيمم and the أحكام for التيمم, and in the last point we mentioned that التيمم will be break with anything which break al-wudu, because it is something which is we do instead of al-wudu. Or I make tayammum right now and then the water came, water was off, there was no water. And then I made tayammum to pray al-dhuhr. And then a few minutes the water came. Then a tayammum already cancelled. I have to make wudu. Okay? But it is different than if I made tayammum and then I pray and then the water come. Should I pray again or not? It's not a must. Khalas, I already prayed. If you pray again, you make wudu and then you pray again, you get double reward. Lakin, if you pray with a tayammum and then the water came and you still in the time for salat, so not a must to pray again, because you already prayed, you already finished your salat. But if you make a wudu, you made a tayammum, and then you did not pray yet, and the water came, or you found water, then the tayammum is already cancelled, and you have to make al-wudu. كما ينقضه وجود الماء. Availability of the water will break the tayammum. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Like what we mentioned, التيمم was something which is good for الأحكام, and it is instead of al-ghusl and instead of al-wudu. It allows all what we cannot do without ghusl or wudu, as long as we can. And then there is something which is related to al-wudu and al-ghusl as well, and also tayammum, and that is to rub on the cast or anything which is alike, like bandage or something which is you do. Someone break his hand and then he has cast of this, and it is what he should do. That is the topic which is المسح على الجبيرة. Or while you are making wudu and you injured yourself and you have bandage somewhere in your for wudu or for ghusl, what you are going to do. That's what we will mention right now. مشروعية المسح على الجبيرة. Okay. It's allowed to rub or to bath the water by al-Jabeerah, the cast and whatever like it, and what is alike, like the bandage or anything like that, which is you tie with for sickness or for injury or anything like that, for many ahadith which is narrated in this subject. And Sayyidina Jabeerah narrated that someone got hit with a rock and then injured his head, and then he got wet dream, and then he asked his friends, do do you have any rukhsa for me to do tayammum? They say to him, why? He said, I'm injured in my head. I feel headache, I feel pain, I feel fever. And can I make tayammum? They say to him, oh no. Tayammum is for your hand, your face. You have to make ghusl. You have to make ghusl. And then he said, can I have any rukhsa, permission for a tayammum? They say to him, no, there is no rukhsa for you in this. While you can use the water, because the water is there, and you can use the water, then there is no rukhsa for you. And then he got shower. He got the ghusl. And he started shaking and shaking and fever, and then he died. And when they came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he was told that, they told him the story, he said, they killed him. قتلوه قتلهم الله. Why they did not ask? They need to know that medication for the sickness is to ask. Medication for the sickness to ask. If there is something you don't know, you should ask. وأخبر بذلك قال قتلوه قتلهم الله ألا سألوا إذا لم يعلموا فإنما شفاء العي السؤال. فإنما شفاء الفاء للتعقيب. فإنما شفاء العي السؤال. Treatment or healing of the sickness and the disease is to ask. فإنما شفاء العي السؤال. إنما شفاء العي السؤال. It's okay for him to make tayammum. It's okay for him to wash the rest of his body, not his head with his angel, and then on his head he can rub just to make like tayammum or with the water, but he shouldn't pour the water on him like that. What is the hukm of al-Mashh ala al-Jabeerah? Al-wujub, you have to. If you are in this condition and you have cast in your foot, for example, your foot, and then you want to make a wudu, of course, then you have to make mash, to rub on it, to pass by the water on it. Whatever material is it, from what you call clothes, from cotton, from any material, but you make don't pour the water in it, don't wash it, just make the water. You wash all your body, all the parts of wudu, and then you come to, for example, if al-Jabeerah is here, okay, it's tied here, and then I make wudu, what should I do? I have Jabeerah here today, I was in the doctor's. So, yeah. Jabeerah is here, okay, and then I wash this part for a wudu, and then on al-Jabeerah, just I make some water like that. Just make some water. Don't put all in the water. Don't cause the water to go into your injury or anything like that. So the place which it has the Jabeerah, you rub on it, you pass by the water, and then you wash the rest of your parts as much as you can. حكم المسح على الجبيرة الوجوب في الوضوء والغسل بدلا من غسل العضو المريض أو مسح بدلا. If the Jabeerah or the cast or the rub cover all my hand, then you make mash for all your hand. يعني doctor, take it from here to here, all of this. And there is no space to wash. In this case, you will make mash on al-Jabeerah, on all what is it? If it is in your head, in your hand, in your foot, or wherever in your body for al-ghusl. حكم المسح على الجبيرة الوجوب في الوضوء والغسل بدلا من الغسل العضوي المريض أو مسح. Of course you make how I make it. How I make that. To wipe on the cost or the bandage. They said, you make a wudu, and when you come to this part or to this place, you make ghasl for the part which is, there is no bandage in it, and in the bandage or in the cost you wipe and you rub like what we said. That is how to. Any way which is will cover, it will be okay if you make it before. Some people they say, oh no, before I start pouring the water in my hand, I make like that. I make some water and then I wipe on the Jabeerah. Okay? And then I start my wudu. That is fine. Some people they say, no, I make wudu first and then I come, that is fine. Some people they say, no, I make wudu normal, and when I come to the space which has bandage or cast, then I wash it, and then I come to this and I wipe or I rub on it. Yes, Abdulaziz.
Like with the masa or the socks, do you have to have wudu before the jazeera is put on your...
Very good question. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's mentioned in the books of Fiqh. Very important point. When we use al-jawrab, the socks, or al-khuf, when we wear al-khuf, okay, khuf which is leather, and then we use it in the winter and so on like that, you have to make wudu, and then you take it on, or you wear it while you are in wudu condition, and then you pray with it either a day or 3 days, or if you are traveling or so. Okay? If you are traveling for 3 days, if you are not, then for just 1 day, 5 prayers. But you have to, if you remove it, then you have to make wudu again, and so on like that. But for al-Jabeerah, no, it's not like that. Why? Because it's necessary. Yeah, someone got injured. We cannot say to him, go ahead and make wudu, and then put the cost or tie it. There's no time for that. And like what I said to you, there is mabda, principle in the Islamic Sharia, at-taysir, ease. Al-mashaqqa tajlibu al-taysir. This is one of the foundation of al-fiqh al-Islam. One of the principles of the Islamic fiqh. أحد قواعد الفقه المشقة تجلب التيسير. So someone got injured, we're not going to say to him, oh, go ahead and make wudu or ghusl first, and then tie it while you are in wudu. No. This is an exception for this, because this is something which is for necessary. It's injured. So it's allowed for you to wear and determine. Even if you do it, and then I made wudu, okay, and then the bandage, I removed it, and then I wipe on it again, it will be okay. Lakin, it doesn't need that to wear it or to tie it while you are in wudu. No, this is exception. When you get injured, go to the doctor, then any condition you are, it doesn't. And then when you start the wudu, you start something which is new, and you wipe on it instead of washing. There is nothing wrong under it. This is a very good question, because some people they may compare it with the al-khuf. No, this is not like al-khuf. Al-khuf, it's something which is not emergency, not injury. You make wudu, you wash your foot, and then you take it on, and then you start using. Like for this, it's kind of injury. متى يجب المسلم به جراحة الكسم؟ متى يبطل مبطلات المسح على الجبيرة. Also this is something which is different. I did not clarify it right now. مبطلات يبطل المسح على الجبيرة بنزعها من مكانها أو سقوطها من موضعها عن برء أو براءة موضعها. يبطل المسح على الجبيرة بنزعها من مكانها أو سقوطها عن موضعها. يسقط المسح. If you have your bandage, okay, and then you make wudu and then you rub on it, and then you are going to pray, and then you say, oh, no need, I remove it. And this you break it. No. You have to put it again and then rub it again. Otherwise it will break because you already break something. Okay? يبطل المسح على الجبيرة بنزعها من مكانها if you remove it أو سقوطها على المكان. Or if it is get out without intention, you have to bring it back and make it again. Or someone, he has injury, okay? And he put this, and it became something easy with him. He's already recovered, very, very good. There is no blood, there is no injuries, there is no, but he's still putting it. Is it allowed to rub on it? No, it's not allowed. In this case, you have to remove it and they make complete wudu. You have to remove it because there is no place for the injury. There is no place for it. We use it as rukhsa because you are injured or for any other reason, sickness or skin or anything like that. This is, I think it's imagination. I think it is imagination. But, question, someone doesn't have water. There is no water. And there is no also anything to make wudu, to make tayammum from. Where he is, I don't know. Yeah. And then it is a time for salah. What he should do? What he should do? In this case, he pray without water, without wudu, and without tayammum. Imagine, for example, someone, my daughter told me that there's a young guy in the hospital and he's dangerous little bit. And she said, Baba, 2 police officers 24/7 on him to take him to the bathroom if he wants something. And she said to me, they tie him on the bed like that in 2 hands and in the 2 foot or legs. Tie. And the bed. Someone in this condition, he's dangerous and so on like that. This is not my question. But I imagine that he's a Muslim. And he is in this condition and he would like to pray. It's allowed for him to pray while he's sitting or while he's laying on the bed. But in this case, how he will make wudu? How he will make tayammum? He cannot move even his hand. Okay? What he's going to do? In this case, he will say, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah, and then he will start. This is example. It's something which is hard to find, but the scholars of al-fiqh, they answered this question. And they said this, for what dalil? What dalil? You remember the story yesterday I told you about when Sayyida Aisha, it's narrated in Sahih Muslim that Sayyida Aisha radiallahu anha, she has her necklace and then she lost it, and then the Sahaba will start looking for it, and the time of the Salah came, and then, some of them, they said, there is no water, and this is the time for the Salah. Allahu Akbar, and they prayed without wudu, without tayammum. There was no tayammum at that time. And then 20-30 minutes, Jibreel came to Rasulullah and told him, فَتَيَمَّمُوا صَعِيدًا طَيِّبًا. And then Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam heard that those people, they prayed without wudu, without tayammum. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did not say to them, no, go ahead and make tayammum. No, he said, your salah is correct, khalas. You did not find water, you don't know a tayammum. In this case, it is allowed for you. Based on this, they said that sometimes, if for necessity, you cannot find water, or you cannot find anything which is dust or anything to make tayammum from, it's allowed for you to pray without anything like that. And in this case, which I told you about the example in the hospital, or someone died like that, or someone, wal-'iyazu billah, someone is sick, wal-'iyazu billah, and he cannot move. Yani there is water in front of him, and but he has a problem. He cannot move his hands. What he's going to do? Nothing. Unless he can pray without this or this. It is like it. And Islam find an answer for this question. It's allowed for him, for her to pray without wudu or without tayammum. Okay.
Imam?
Yes, Habib.
So for the people who are paralyzed, they can't move. How do they still have to do wudu?
The question again?
If someone is paralyzed, like they can't move their legs or arms, do they still have to do wudu?
That's what we said. If there is someone can help him to make wudu for him, that is fine. If he can make any tayammum or so, but he cannot, that is it. If not, and there is no help, nothing like that, he can pray without wudu and without tayammum. Because in this case he cannot, he has no ability to wash or to rub or to use anything which is like that. In this case, it's allowed for him to pray without. They call it Salatu Faqid al-Tahurayn. Yes.
I was thinking of another situation, like it would have to be specific. The plane wrecks, like in North snow area, so everything's snow. So you know you have to pray at some point. You can't boil the snow and make it water, and you can't dig far enough to get the dirt. So you just say Bismillah. But can you make tayammum on the snow?
No, tayammum not from the tayammum. It has to be something which is dry, with sand or soil or something like that. Any kind of from that, but not the water. The water is not considered as material. Water or snow is material for wudu, and the ghusl not material for tayammum. Tayammum for a sa'id, for something which is dust or sand or this kind of things.
Sheikh, you can use snow for wudu, right?
You can do that?
Snow.
Of course, you can. You can. In this case, it will be wudu, not tayammum. Yeah, you can take a piece of it and make wash several times. As long as some people, maybe someone, he cannot use snow in his body. Yani for sickness, for weakness, for he will get cold, it's not healthy for him. This is something else. Like if someone is able to do and he made it, it's correct. It's correct. Yeah. And it's mentioned in Hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that we use the snow for cleaning. وَاغْسِلْ خَطَايَايَ بِالْمَاءِ وَالثَّلْجِ وَالْبَرَدِ.
It would
Ask
snow.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to remove our sins, the same as we remove the dirt with the water, with the snow, with ice, so it is material for wudu. This is the point. The point is that snow is a material for al-wudu and al-ghusl. As long as you can. Okay. Now I think we after this they talk about al-hayd, al-nifas, and men's for women and so on like that. And then they talk about chapter of as-salat. Especially there are some basic questions. Surprised me that someone his age is more than 60 years old. And he said, all my life, if I get gas, I go to the restroom and I clean myself, I make istinjaa, and then I make wudu. While it's clear, Rasul said, don't do that. Don't do that. If you have gas, that you istinjaa for something which is material. You see urine, you see number 2, and so on like that. If it is just gas or just then there is no need. Unless you would like to someone when he sit on the toilet, okay, he relax and he can relax and take something out or gas or anything like that. That's fine for him. This is he sit for his stomach in order to get out either gas or anything like that. But just specifically, someone had gas and then he go and clean with the water himself and then he make a wudu, that's not right. No, there is no istinjaa for the gas as Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned. Before I come to this, there is very important point which I'd like to remind you. They mentioned about the how many kinds of the water. Of course, the best thing which we use in our tahara is al-ma, the water, al-ma. And I remind you again, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran al-Kareem, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ التَّوَّابِينَ وَيُحِبُّ الْمُتَطَهِّرِينَ. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, astaghfirullah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, لَمَسْجِدُ أُسِّسَ عَلَى التَّقْوَى مِنْ أَوَّلِ يَوْمٍ أَحَقَّ أَن تَقُومَ فِيهِ رِجَالٌ يُحِبُّونَ أَن يَتَطَهَّرُوا وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُطَهِّرِينَ. فِيهِ رِجَالٌ Masjid Quba, there are men there whom they like to purify themselves. They like al-tahara, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes those whom they make al-tahara, those whom they purify themselves. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ الْمُطَهِّرِينَ. المسجد أُسِّسَ عَلَى التَّقْوَى مِنْ أَوَّلِ يَوْمٍ أَحَقَّ أن تقوم فيه رجال يحبون أن يتطهروا والله يحب المطهرين. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. Immediately Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he came back, he asked the Sahaba, those whom pray in Masjid Quba, he said to them, what specifically you do in Tahara which made Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praise you? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praise you for Tahara. They said, Ya Rasulullah, we use the water when we go to an Istinjaa. Because an Istinjaa, when you go to the, some people they use water. Some people, the best thing is the water. Some people they use what you call napkin or toilet paper or something like that. Some people they use stone or rock or any kind of anything like that. Culturally they know how to do, they know how to handle it. But the best of the purification to use the water, with the water. Here is the question. Yes, go ahead.
Is it not fair to clean yourself with water instead of like napkin or rock doing istinjaa?
What do you mean? That it's hard to use water?
No, is it not fard to do to use water to clean yourself?
Fard?
Yeah.
No, it's not fard. It's sunnah. It's good. But if you clean yourself with any material, it's okay. You already clean. This is different than al-wudu. Listen, now we will talk, or we will talk about al-wudu. When I make wudu, specific water in specific condition and so on like that, I make wudu. Like this is for cleanliness. Okay? If I clean, for example, with a water which it has soap, it has any chemical material for cleaning, it has shampoo. I know that you don't do the bath. Is it allowed to use it? In that, it's allowed. Why? Because the purpose for this to clean the dirt, to clean the najasa. Okay? That's why it's not a condition to have specific kind of water. Of course, pure water, clean water, that is the best, but we still. Like what we said, it's not a fard to use water, not to use anything which is you can use to clean the goal, to clean this part. The best thing to the water. Some people, they use something else, it is allowed. Like here, the question which I'd like to mention, that we have the water, it can be water of the snow, which comes from snow, water from comes rain, and so on like that. Or the sea, the ocean, or ماء زمزم, or الماء المتغير بطول المكس أو بسبب المخرج, some water which is in a specific lake or pond or something like that, and this is still there. There are many things which is different kinds for the water. Okay? In general, for the water which we use for al-wudu and al-ghusl, based on this, we have three kinds of the water. The water which is not tahira, impure, okay? Which is water mixed with urine, mixed with sewing, mixed with anything which is like that. You see, it's water, but it's mixed with something else that is najas. Okay? Animal died and they put it in this pond. And the smell is, the water became najisa. Okay? It's not allowed to use it for wudu. The second part is the opposite of it. Al-ma' al-tahir, the pure or clean water. And the clean water, it has two kinds, not one kind. Two kinds. The clean water, which is you cannot use for wudu, which it means clean water, but mixed with shampoo, mixed with soap, mixed with perfume, mixed with atr, mixed with whatever, any chemical thing to make it good. This is very good, but it cannot be used to purify something. To purify you for wudu and al-ghusl. Okay? They call it ma' tahir غير مطهر. It's pure. It's still clean. Because it includes soap, includes something which is good. Allah, very good smell. But you cannot use it for al-wudu or al-ghusl. The third part, or number B in ma' tahir, the clean water, the water which is clean and clean you, or it is pure and pure you, purify you in al-wudu and al-ghusl. Tahirun mutahhir, tahur or tuhur. Okay, tahur, which means it's a clean water and it clean you in al-wudu, purify you or purify you in the wudu. You with this? Then we have three kinds of the water. The first one, which is najas, and this is avoided. The second one, which is clean water, but it's added with something else, which is clean, but in this case we cannot use it, like if you add perfume, if you add soap, if you add shampoo, if you add anything to it, it's clean. It's not najisa. But you cannot use it for wudu. The third one, which is tahir mutahhir, tuhur, okay, which is you use it to clean or to make al-wudu. That is very important introduction. I'd like to say ahibbati al-kiram. Let's talk about this quickly, some points, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then inshallah we will leave to go to the masjid to pray, to read Quran, and then we'll pray inshallah. About قضاء الحاجة. قضاء الحاجة, to go to your need. الحاجة, need, your need, which is urinate or to go number one or number two. It's better that don't go inside. Of course, this is something which is I'd like to mention, that culturally and according to the places, it depends. And during their time, long time ago, they used to go in the woods outside, and then they do whatever they do. Okay? And then now it became inside the houses to make the toilet or bathroom. And some people, they said, the first people whom they made it, the Muslims, especially in Andalus, in Al-Andalus. And people in Europe, they used to use outside like before, and then the Muslims start to use toilet inside their houses, and the French, Spain, and so on like that, they start to take it from. So it depends how. But the point is that the place which is I go to finish or to end my need, there are some adab, some sunnahs I have to take care. First of all, I don't go inside with anything which has name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I have a mushaf, and then I go inside to the toilet with a mushaf. No, that's not right. I go to no, that's not right. Okay? Leave a mushaf outside. Leave a mushaf outside. If you have it in your phone, okay, don't leave the page of the Quran open like that. I'm reading Quran, and then in the page of the Quran, and then I go to the bathroom and I leave it like that. No. I click it off, then it became not mushaf, not Quran, and then you can take it inside to them. And sometimes it fell, drop from your bucket to the commode itself. It happens, but there is no blame Islamically, because this is not Quran like what we mentioned before. لا يستصحب ما فيه اسم الله سبحانه وتعالى. Sometimes Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to take off his ring, which it has La ilaha illallah, which it has Muhammadur Rasulullah. He used to take it out. It's very good when we do that, not to talk or not to be talk with people. Someone in the toilet number one, someone in the toilet number two, and then, what did you see? You see Iran today? What is with Israel and so on? So they keep talking. No, that's not right. When I go to the toilet, of course you know that it's better to say Bismillah, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubsi wal khaba'ith. Bismillah. Okay, as a protection. Bismillah. Is it allowed to say it loud, or I have to say it secret? It's allowed for you to say it loud. No problem. As you are by the door, you did not enter yet, Bismillah, and then you enter. Bismillah, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubsi. Bismillah, Allahumma qini shaytan. Bismillah, a'udhu billahi min shaytan rajim. It's allowed. But while you are inside, no need to say Bismillah, Allahumma. No. الجهر بالبسملة عند الدخول والاستعاذة يجوز. Not talking during doing what you need. Don't face or direct yourself toward القبلة. لا يستقبل القبلة. Allah. If for necessity you are camping, or you are in a place in the wood or somewhere, open area in the park or so, and you need to do something like that, it's not allowed to do it in a place which is people pass on or walk on or stay in. No. If necessary and you are in woods or something like that, go to a place and do it for necessary, in a place which is hidden and you know that people are not going to walk on or do something like that. أن يتجنب أماكن الناس. While you are in the pool, it's better don't do anything in the pool, or in you are washing or so. If necessary, and you take a shower and necessary, and there is what you call this, which is the water come, thing which is the water go, it's allowed for you to do it. But make sure that don't mix it with the water or the water come on you or so on like that. It's better for the place for the urinate to be for the urinate and for the shower to be for the shower. But some people before they used to take a shower in a place like that, and there is no, what you call this?
Drain. Like drainage?
Drainage. There is no drainage. They take it like that, and then they take it, and then mom come and they clean the water and throw it out. In this case, it's not allowed to urinate in while you are taking shower. Sometimes when you take shower and the water come on you, you feel, oh, you need to do it. But if there is this one, drain, and then the water will go, it's allowed to do it, but make sure that don't let the urine to touch yourself also, otherwise you keep to clean and clean yourself. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also asked us, when you do that, when you urinate, especially for the boys, the girls, they don't do it. No. Or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the girls. Yeah. For the boys, they do it sometimes while they are standing. It's not allowed. It's not sunnah. It's allowed in one case if you are in a place which is you cannot sit. If you sit, there is a snake will come and cut it, or something will happen with him. Okay? In this case, you can stand and watch and then urinate while you are standing. But in the house, in the masjid, no. Sit and then urinate. It's not allowed.
Sheikh.
Here, this is the question which you asked right now. Number 11, to remove whatever of najasa which is in your private part, in front or back, to remove it with anything, wujuban, with anything, with a rock, with a stone, or any other things which is hard, which is to make sure that it's removed, and then it has to be pure, يعني طاهر, not najis, so not allowed to use. For example, someone, he go and he would like to clean himself, and he take bone of dead bird, for example. No, it's not allowed to use it, because it's najis. You remove najis with something najis, it will be, yeah. من كل جامد طاهر قال إن النجاسة ليس له حرمة أو يزولها بالماء. Or with the water, or with both of them. Some people, they use material, they use, for example, napkin or toilet paper or anything like that, and then they use water. Or the opposite, they use the water and then they dry or they clean with the napkin or with the toilet paper or something like that. لحديث عائشة رضي الله عنها أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إذا ذبح لكم الغائط فليستخدم بسلاسل. الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم mentioned to make sure that to clean yourself and to purify yourself when you go to your need. Like what we mentioned before, it's good to make it with your left hand, not with your right hand. Yes, you have a question?
So for the previous point where you can a case exception for standing up and urinating. Is there okay? So if the bathroom, the place where you sit down,
For you to sit. You don't like, that's up to you. You are clean and so on like that, that's up to you. But when I go to any public place for my need, خلاص, I look. There is nothing seen, then there is no najasa. There is no, you would like to clean it. MashaAllah, this is something which is good. This is extra. That you clean it first and then you sit. That's extra. Even so, I remember a friend of mine, he said to me, whatever it is, when you sit, you have to sit with this paper which they put it on. All this is as a protection for yourself. But for us, Islamically, or according to Sharia, the najasa is something which is material. You see it like that, then you remove it. There is no material najasa, then it's clean. Then it's clean. Al-aslu fil ashya tahara. And then you use and the question here, I'd like to make wudu, and it is in the same toilet, the sink, the same toilet, especially maybe in your home, mashallah, or in your apartment, it's large enough to have the toilet here and the sink for the here, and you separate, and there is a carton, and mashallah, beautiful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. That's something which is good. But if you are in a place which is both of them are in the same one, what you are going to do? Is it allowed to make a wudu? Usually they used to say, no, don't do wudu inside the toilet place, the restroom. Why? Because usually in the past, they used to separate the bathroom than the toilet. Everyone has its own room separate. Okay? This is for your need, this is for shower. So they give this fatwa, it's not allowed. Nowadays, especially in the apartments, which is small, or in gas station, or in somewhere else, and you take the door and then the toilet like that, and then, or majority of the houses are like that. The toilet is like that. And you make, urinate, or whatever you do, and then you would like to make. Is it allowed to make a wudu inside the bathroom? Yes, it's allowed. For necessary, it's according to the design of the, what you call, the architect, it is like that, it is allowed. It's allowed to know. As long as the place you are standing and using is clean and pure. Taharatul makan. Because in the toilet, in anywhere, in the restroom, not everything is najas. Not the najasa in a specific center, specific spot. This is najasa. Like in the rest is clean. Even if you don't like the smell, that's up to you. Like in the sea, clean. Because there is no najasa on it. So based on this, it's allowed to use a wudu. And I give you a story. It happened, there was a brother whom he was Imam, and he did not study. He did not study at Fiqh or so. Good man, religious man, mashallah. And he, there is the one who told me, the one whom this story happened with him. He is American Italian origin. And he came and he likes Islam, and then our brother started to teach him Al-Islam, included Al-Wudu. And then he was with him in his house. And that brother, he said to him, it's not allowed to make wudu in the toilet, because this is something which is wrong. When I do it, he said to him, let's do it somewhere else. Where? Somewhere else in the kitchen. And then he was teaching him in the kitchen, take this, no. And then he started to clean. While he's cleaning his foot his wife, whom she is not a Muslim, came in accidentally. Came in. And she said to them, what the F? What the F are you doing here? Her husband, he said, he was very embarrassed. He said, this is spiritual sin. This is spiritual sin. He started to calm his wife. She got mad when she saw this one. He put his foot in the sink, just to clean the hands. Why? Because he did not study. And in this case, definitely it's allowed to make a wudu in the place which they wash, because the sink which they make it inside the toilet, they make it to wash their face and to wash their hand after eating, even if they are not Muslim. But this is a place for washing, so use it for wudu. But don't go to the kitchen or the bedroom to make something like that. You know that in many hotels and in many places, they don't allow to put your foot in the sink. They believe that this is something which is improper. Something we do it secretly. We hide for many reasons, because we don't want them to see us. Secondly, they do it because the sink sometimes like this one which is inside. You know, there is a brother put his foot, he break it. This is not made for your foot. This is made for your hand. You put your foot, you will break it. And he did break it. It's broke several times, because this is for your hand only, not for the wudu, which include your foot. The wudu is for something else. So to clean your hand after you finish your istinjaa, like what we said, it's good to make it with your left hand, not with your right hand. And then after you finish, the first thing to do, to clean your hand after you finish this thing.